All right guys, we're here at Lake Fork. I mean, this is a legendary fishery in the state of Texas, and I've always dreamed of coming here in the summertime. I've only got to fish here one time. That was at a Bass Pro Tour event a couple of years ago. Had a really good tournament. I lost by like a couple ounces, finished second place, but this became quickly probably one of my favorite lakes in the country. It is unbelievable the amount of 4 to 6 pound fish here. And I've always wanted to come here during the summer. Stars finally aligned, and here we are. And I think it's gonna be a great couple days of fishing. We've got some new products from Lew's and Strike King that I'm excited to try out here at this great fishery. Should be catching some really big ones this time of year. Bluegill should be spawning. These fish are offshore in their summertime haunts, and it should be a lot of fun targeting them. So I'm excited to get out there and see if we can catch a couple big ones on that new Final Copy using the Custom Pro from Lew's. It's definitely gonna be a fun day, and I can't wait to get out there.
This is why you come to Lake Fork right here, guys.
Oh gosh. Jesus. Gosh almighty. That big mouth took me out of the boat. Oh my gosh. Look at the size of this thing. I've only been here one other time, and it was in kind of late winter, and it was phenomenal then, and I've always wanted to come here in the summertime, so here we are. It's always a chance to catch some giant bass, and it's just a phenomenal place. Dude, insane. Current's ripping through here, but it's coming at an angle. It's kind of weird. Big old sharks was looking at it. There's big ones on it. They're on every one of these pilings. Just gotta find one that's hungry. Right now I'm just kind of idling around looking for schools on these offshore, deeper areas. Some hard spots, house foundations, old road beds. You know, the state of Texas only actually has one natural lake, and that's Caddo Lake. The rest of them are all man-made reservoirs, so there's remnants of days long forgotten. You know, you got road beds, house foundations. There's even, you know, cemeteries and graveyards out here and stuff. It's pretty wild, really. Yeah, you know, out there on that bridge, there's definitely some big ones out there. I broke that one off, and I caught a really good one before we got started. But in reality, I mean, so I don't have a whole lot of experience at Lake Fork in the summer, but I know that there's definitely going to be some bluegill spawning. There's going to be some schools of fish out deep, and so there's going to be some places where we can catch a lot of fish. It's just going to take some time to kind of break that down. I don't have a lot of history here, and so I'm going to be unlocking this like a new lake, really. Pretty decent fish. That's pretty cool. Look at that solid thing. You know what's crazy? I mean, this is just your average fish here. You know, I had so much fun the last time I came here because literally, I mean, this is just average. 3.5, 4 pounder. Beautiful fish. I mean, this thing is healthy. Hadn't been caught in a while as much pressure as this lake gets, really. I mean, unscarred. Beautiful fish. I mean, look how healthy this fish is. See, this is a slot fishery, so everything, I don't know, I really don't know exactly. I think it's 14 or 16, so everything below 14 or 16 inches, you can keep, but from whatever it is, 16 to 24, you have to throw back. So it has to be at least over 24 inches to be able to take. That fish is way bigger than I thought it was, and I made a terrible hook set. I had so much slack in my line. That is freaking awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Caught 2 fish, and they're both 4.5, 5 pounders. This place is unbelievable. I don't mind getting 1 bite an hour if they look like that, huh, Mike? Look at that. Golly, that's so beautiful. Fat, healthy. Look how thick they are. Eating old popping perch up there. That's just awesome. I had a guy tell me one time, he said, boy, you like catching them fish too much. He said, you'll never make it as a professional angler because you like catching them too much. And looking back, I kind of know what he was talking about, because in reality, as a professional fisherman, we spend most of our time fishing and not catching. And that's just a reality of it. We spend most of our time trying to figure out areas where we may be able to catch them in a tournament a few days later. It doesn't happen very often where I get to go to a lake and I actually get to catch them. I mean, it doesn't matter, even if I'm back home at Sam Rayburn and I don't have a tournament for a month, I'm not gonna find a school of fish and just catch as many of them as I can. I'll catch 1 or 2, and then I'll move on, because maybe I don't want someone to see me there. I don't want to really pressure the fish anymore. You know, and granted, those fish will move and likely never be there again, or you know, but it's just the tournament mental approach that we're always looking for the next spot. And you know, for me, when I find that school of fish, that's kind of like I checkmated them, you know, and then it's like, all right, now I want to go find another school of fish and try to replicate a pattern and do all that. So that's all fun to me. That's what I really enjoy about traveling and fishing professional tournaments. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a kid at heart and I love catching them. Is that not awesome? This is why you come to Texas right here. Got her. Look at the size of this thing. Jesus. This is why you come to Lake Fork right here, guys. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Look at that final copy, gone. That thing is gone. Come here. Oh, no, look at it. Look at that. That is what it's about. Look at that thing. Sawgun choked it, dude. This is my first time really getting to really try out the final copy, and I am so freaking stoked about it. These fish are sitting in 15 foot, and that bait just cruises down there at the bottom at 15 foot. Cruises perfect. I mean, it's just such a versatile bait, because I've been targeting, I caught a big one off the bridge piling over there that we didn't get on film. I've caught some good ones out of trees, and I'm catching them out of a school of them now. Just such a versatile bait. I can control the depth it runs and trigger them big bites. This is the second 5+ pounder I've caught today on this thing. That's awesome. I really enjoy targeting larger fish. I mean, obviously everybody loves catching big fish. I mean, who doesn't, right? We all dream of catching that 10 pounder, you know? But some people seem to excel whenever that, you know, you catch numbers and you're looking for more of a finessier approach and you got to do a certain thing. For me personally, there is nothing better than throwing a big worm and catching a 7 pounder. I mean, it just doesn't get no better than that, or even a swim bait. Being able to throw around that final copy, slow rolling it around, and that line going slack, I mean, that is the I don't know, coolest daggum bite there is, you know? And to be able to come here, do that, catch some giant bass on a new bait that we just come out with Strike King, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Big one. Gosh almighty, that thing about took me out of the boat. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. It don't get no better than that. That thing literally about took me out of the boat. I can't even turn this thing, hardly. Come here. Oh, don't come off, she's barely hooked, I think. Oh, look at that big thing, jeez. She wasn't barely hooked, she was pegged. Look at the size of this thing. I just want to know what this thing weighs. I'm gonna weigh it. It's not even, they're so healthy here. It's unbelievable. Like, they haven't been done spawning that long. Look how healthy this fish is. I was worried about her coming off. I can't get her off. Bullworm, shaky head in the morning, 7-pounder. Yeah. Look how short that fish is and how healthy, and I mean, just unbelievable. Where's that scale? Mike, hold the fish. Don't drop it.
I won't.
Sure?
Yep.
I just gotta know. Let's see what she weighs. You ever held a 7-pounder before?
Nope.
Now you have. Look. 7.4. Unbelievable. Just another bass at Lake Fork. Look at that. There's just not that many places in the country where you can come in June and catch fish that look like that. I mean, most of the fish in the country right now are beat up, post-spawn, they're skinny, and they're, you know, it's a stressful time for those fish, and it takes a while for them to recover. But this place is so fertile. It's got so much bait. It's got such a good management program, the stocking program. Everything about this place is just, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Great summertime staple right here. So it's a bullworm, KVD bullworm. This is a plum color. Throwing on a 1/2-ounce shaky head. It's a big owner shaky head. It's got like a 7/0 hook in it, and it sticks them. This is actually, I'm not sure exactly what it's like, a big worm hook. So it's got like a little bit more of a bigger hook on it. It's got a bigger round bend hook on it to really, I mean, it fits perfect on that bullworm, and the hookup is great. Set it like that, just kind of hairpin it like that. You ready to go. Anything that comes across that right there, got them. There's one. Big one. Oh my gosh. Right there on that bluegill bed. I knew there'd be one up here on this point. This is incredible. Well, we got a problem here now, boys. Here we go. I think I pulled my back out. Oh, that's awesome. Just another 5-pounder. Come here. Look at that. Just another average one here. Look at that. Is that awesome or what? Oh no, bullworm.
What they gon' say? What they gon' say? What they gon' say now? What they gon' say? What they gon' say now? What they
There had been one on that foundation. I thought I had some bushes to fish on a point, but they're about dry. I ain't seen another daggone bluegill bed yet. It's weird, I just feel like we're kind of in a dead area. I kind of want to go fish some bushes over there. They look great.
I really hate those lately. I've been up and up and up the scope. So when I give my thanks, I give it straight to the Lord. If we ain't talking digits, it's no bullshit.
That's a cool hook set. Oh. That's littlest one of the week. Littlest one of the day. Still nice little fish. So right here, what we got, there's 2 bluegill beds right here. I seen them on my Garmin Perspective, and I stopped and just been fan casting around, and there's a couple bass swimming around, but I don't know, it seems like we've kind of went through a dead area, but it's a big lake, you know, and I don't know that we're in the most productive area. I don't have a whole lot of history here fishing this lake during the summer, like I said, so we're just kind of rolling down through here looking for something that looks good and catching a couple on the way. So, but the bluegill thing is definitely a pattern without a doubt. Like all of our bites have come around bluegill beds. I just haven't found that right one yet where, you know, there's like a big school of them around it. And there'll be that somewhere. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. There'll be a group of 10 or 15 of them around the right bluegill bed somewhere. We just got to keep working and find it. But you know, that's kind of what I'm doing this week, or you know, here at Fork is I'm on the way to the Bassmaster Open at Eufaula, which is stop number 5 of the Open's elite qualifiers, and this is just kind of a little warm-up stop for me. I've been at home mainly at the deer lease working on stuff, getting ready for the fall, because I'm fixing to leave and I'll be gone all summer long. Pretty much up north, fishing tournaments up north, smallmouth lakes, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get all my stuff done at home at the deer lease and get ready for the fall when I get back in late September. So this is kind of a warm-up week for me for the Open next week on Eufaula. And this is a great place to do it. You know, Eufaula, it's gonna be an interesting tournament. The water's probably pretty muddy. It fluctuates a lot more than this lake does, but they're both kind of in the same general area of the country. And so it's got a lot of flooded timber like this, and there's some, you know, rock and hard bottom and stuff. They do have some similarities, very small, but at the end of the day, like just getting out here on the water, setting the hook, getting back reacquainted with my electronics, my equipment, making sure everything's in top shape is a big deal, I think, to be successful with these events. You know, the more time you spend on the water, the more prepared you are. There's just no shortcut around that. What an awesome bite. Dude, that is freaking awesome. Gosh almighty, was that cool. I mean, that is exactly what you're looking for when you're throwing this popping perch. I mean, to the T, textbook. And it's down the hatch. I could do that all day. Okay, so popping perch, that right there, if you can see that alleyway right there and those bushes, that is to the T what you're looking for when you're throwing this popping perch. We got an expression down at Rayburn, and it holds true anywhere there's bushes and you're throwing a frog, you throw it, or a popping perch for that matter, you throw it like you never want to get it back. You want to skip it up in there to where you don't even know if it's in the water or not. And that's exactly where I got that bite at, because I couldn't even hardly see my frog. It was back in there. Them little alleyways like that are perfect ambush points for bass when they're feeding on bluegill when they're around these bushes. As soon as we got here, I saw that these bushes had like, I don't know if they're mayflies or not, I really ain't got up there close enough to look at them. But throughout the early summer, you're gonna have mayfly hatches come. And whenever they get in these bushes like that, the bite can turn out to be phenomenal, and it'll happen overnight. You know, those mayflies will start hatching, they'll get in these bushes, and the bluegill will pull in here and the bass will pull in there right behind them. And you can catch some really big fish, even in the hot summer months, super shallow, and it's a fun way to do it. You know, we really can't come to Lake Fork without giving them a shout out. I mean, this place is just unbelievable. You know, the quality of this fishery is really, in my opinion, second to none. I think this is probably one of the best public lakes that I know of personally in the country. I'm sure there's some smaller lakes and that are secret that people don't really talk about much, or, you know, and on any given day, Lake Okeechobee may be phenomenal or whatever, you know, but day in and day out, I mean, it's hard to beat this place. I've only literally put my boat in the water here, I don't know, 7 times, and every single time I've put my boat in the water here, I've caught one at least 7 pounds. I mean, so that's a pretty impressive statistic there. Now, the first time I come here,
Dakota.
come on. You can fish your strengths. It's just a great place overall, and Texas Parks and Wildlife have done a phenomenal job with it. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Pro Team Journal. You know, it's been a great time. I hope you had as much fun as I have, but I'm fixing to wrap this up. We're going back out there on the lake. I'm going to try to catch a couple more before I've got to head to Oklahoma. But like I said, guys, thanks again for watching this episode of Pro Team Journal.